Hi guys, thanks for coming by. So I apologize for my delay in recording. I needed a little bit of time off. I don't know why, I've just been procrastinating and feeling really lazy the last week or two. So I had planned on filming this weekly mayonnaise video a lot sooner than this, but I guess I just needed some relaxing time. I don't know I guess my work schedule's been a little bit hectic and home life's been a little bit hectic, obviously, with the new kitten. So I do apologize, but today, again, another 2 weeks worth of manicures to talk about, and let's go ahead and jump in. So first up is going to be another polish that I picked up from Savannah Lacquer. You would have seen the Blooming Hyacinths a couple weeks ago. This is another one that I picked up. This is called Huckleberry Taffy. I just was kind of perusing the website when I bought Blooming Hyacinths, and so I decided to pick up one or two other ones while I was there. And so this one just caught my eye. It's this really pretty kind of like cornflower blue, and it's got this really pretty aqua flash that runs throughout it, and it's really pretty on the nail. It's not a very apparent aqua shimmer. You catch it in some lights, but for the most part it just does a really good job of making this polish glow on your nails. Decided to add a little bit of nail art with this, and I did some stamping on top, and I thought it turned out really well. I thought the shininess of the aqua shimmer really suited like this geometric type stamp, which I did, which you'll see here. I tried to do some double stamping, but my double stamping is a little wonky. I can never seem, even with the clear jelly stamper, I can never seem to get my stamping images as like accurate as I can on the nail, even with the clear stamper, and I can see my nail through it for the most part, but for some reason I'm just never quite straight enough with my stamps when I'm doing a double stamp like that. But I thought it turned out fairly well. I got them pretty close, but this is a beautiful polish, really nice formula. Again, another home run for me with Savannah Lacquer. So again, that is Huckleberry Taffy. And then next up is going to be a gradient manicure. Base color that I use for this is Wednesday. Picked this up not too long ago. Really pretty. I'm so glad that you guys kind of pushed me over the edge to purchase this. Wednesday is a really pretty turquoise. It's an interesting turquoise because when you compare it to other Zoyas, it's a very bright turquoise, but when you compare it to other aqua colors like this, or turquoise colors like this, whatever that in-between color is, this tends to be a little bit muted, and so I think it's a really interesting color. So it's got a lot of bright to it, but it's also a little bit muted. So for those that don't like a whole lot of brights in the summer, I think this might be a good choice for you. Really nice formula on this. And I decided to do some accent nails with this and did a gradient, and the gradient did not turn out as well as I would have liked. For that I used, this is Cirque Colors Paraiba, and this is just a really pretty scattered hollow in this kind of turquoise base. Really nice polish. This is one of my favorites. So I paired these two together. I thought the color combo was nice, but I don't know if I'm just kind of slacking on if my gradient skills are not great, or if I'm just using the wrong tools. But the last couple gradient manicures I've tried to do have not been working. So like these didn't end up blending very well together. So it just looked like I put like a blob of Paraiba on top of my accent nails and just kind of Did you need something? Oh, I didn't get to tell you guys, but we found out a couple days ago that Miss Esther here is actually a boy. Yeah, you're a boy. So that was a little bit of a surprise. So we have to think of a new name for her, and nothing has come to mind yet. So if you guys have any interesting little boy kitty names, let me know, because I'm stumped, because I've been looking at her for like 2-3 weeks now and thinking she's a girl, so boy names are not coming to mind right now. So if you guys have any good suggestions for boy names, let me know. But we still love him, even though he's a boy. Which makes more sense, because I find boy cats to be much more affectionate than girl cats, and he's just like, you see? He doesn't even care. Let's see how long he'll let me hold him like this. So yeah, this just kind of looked like, this didn't look like a gradient at all. It just looked like I took Paraiba and just kind of threw a blob of it on top of my 2 accent nails and went about my day. So it didn't turn out as well as I would have liked. You wouldn't really have caught that unless you were like super close on my nail. So I thought it was a wearable manicure enough to where I could, you know, I could wear it out and not feel self-conscious about it. But, and the color combination was nice, but the technique did not work out as well. So that again is Wednesday and Paraiba. And then next up, I'm keeping along. I've been wearing some brights, kind of working my way in. Nothing like crazy bright, but definitely been kind of reaching into my bright colors. So this to go along with that. My next one up is China Glaze About Laying Out. This came out like 2 or 3 years ago, and it's a really pretty. I feel like it's coming up a little pinker on the viewfinder here than I would like it. It's just a kind of like orangey pink coral color. It's got a little bit of a like jellier type formula, but the formula on it's actually really nice compared to some other China Glaze jelly polishes that I have or used to have in my collection. So you definitely get that like squishy feel with a jelly polish, but you still can do 3 coats and it's not terribly sheer. You can, you know, it's got that squishy kind of see-through, not see-through, but that like squishy feel that you get with jelly polishes. So it's not totally opaque, but you definitely don't like see any nail line or anything like that. So really like this color. I think the formula is really nice. It's just a really nice, it's kind of the same as Wednesday. It's, you know, working your way into brights, but it's not terribly like eye searing. So really like this color. Yeah, it's like an orangey pink. I don't know why it's coming up so pink on the viewfinder. It's kind of like a, I want to think of a good color. What can I compare this to? I don't know. It's definitely like an orange. It's definitely more of like a pinky orange, but for some reason this is just coming up. It's more of like, I don't know. It just seems like it's coming up way too pink, but I can't think of the color that I want. Hopefully you guys can tell here from the swatch. I just I can't think of the color it is that I want to compare this to. But anyway, we won't prolong this too much longer. So About Laying Out. All right, next up is going to be another one of the polishes I picked up during the Parks and Recreation collection from Night Owl Lacquer a couple months ago. This one is called Treat Yourself, and this one is not very seasonally appropriate, but I wanted to try another one. I've been trying to like work my way through these Parks and Recreation polishes. So Treat Yourself, and I have to say it like that because that's just how Tom and Donna say it, but this polish in its cold state is going to be this like wine red color with gold glitter, and there's also some holographic pieces in there. I do apologize, my son has gone behind the clouds right now, so the lighting is going to be a little weird here for a few minutes, but yeah, so it's this nice red wine color. And it's not the most seasonally appropriate right now, but I swatched this a couple weeks ago when I got the polishes, but I wasn't able to get a really good transition color between the warm and the cold, so I wanted to wear this for a full day to see if I could get the transition color swatch picture, which you'll see here. So this like wine red color when it's cold. In its warm state, it doesn't transition too far away from this. It turns into like a little bit more of a lighter red. And so the transition is not terribly noticeable. Like I said, it's this like lighter red as opposed to this kind of like wine red. But it's actually kind of nice. The subtle differences between the two I think is very, I find it very chic for those that don't like thermal polishes, who think that they're a little too much. I think you might like something like this to where the color variation is just slight enough to where you can definitely tell, but it's not terribly, you know, like in your face, drastic change between the two colors. So I thought it was really nice. I enjoyed it. Again, nice formula with these polishes, and that again is Treat Yourself. And then last up from that week, an oldie but a goodie for me. I decided to bust this one out. This is Zoya's Sate. This is probably like my favorite Zoya out of my entire collection. I usually wear this a little bit further into the summer, but I just was kind of feeling this color right now. I'm not sure why. I think I've been wearing, as you can tell from like the last couple ones I've been showing you, I've just been kind of like inching my way into brights. And so this one, I've talked about it in length in a couple videos, but this one, it's also a cornflower blue, but compared to Huckleberry Taffy, as you can see here, it's got a lot more blue in it. It's a little bit more saturated of a blue. But this one, beautiful, beautiful blue color, and it has this kind of flash that you can see here. It's not showing up super apparent. It's not a terribly It's again, not like a terribly apparent flash, but it does just enough to make it glow off the nail. This is kind of a like pinky, there you can kind of see it there. It's just kind of this like pinky, that like pinky blue flash that Zoya does in a lot of their polishes. And it's just so pretty. It's a really nice formula. It is a little bit jelly-ish just because you need it to be a slightly sheer to be able to pick up that shimmer, but it's still a beautiful formula, 3 coats, and it just glows off the nail. It's so pretty, and I'm so glad that I've seen quite a few people since I talked about it, not saying that I'm the one that made them buy it, but since making that video probably like almost a year ago of my favorite Zoya polishes when I talked about Sate, I've seen quite a few people on Instagram and I think on YouTube as well pick this up and say how much they liked it. So I'm really glad that this polish is getting a little bit more love because I don't think anyone I had never seen anyone else talk about this prior to me making that video. I've seen some videos when like it first came out that people talked about it, but no one really talked about it in length as like one of their, you know, favorite polishes. So I'm glad this is getting a little bit more love, and I can't recommend this one enough. This is my favorite Zoya. So again, that is Sate. And then for the next week, I decided to go a little bit more neutral. I was kind of looking through my Instagram feed. I try to do a decent enough job of like going through my polish pictures and seeing like, I try not to wear too much of the same color all the time. I try to give you guys some variation in these videos and also on Instagram. I try just not to wear the same colors over and over again. So I noticed I had not worn a neutral in a while, so I decided to bust one out. And this one is Zoya's Leah. And this one, again, it's one of those satin colors from Zoya, so the bottle is not going to give you a good idea of what this polish looks like. It's basically just kind of like a neutral, like skin tone, like almondy kind of white, almondy kind of neutral, but it has a slight bit of purple to it, so it's just got like a slight tinge, kind of along the lines of Zoya's Easton, but definitely not as purple. It's a little bit more neutral of a color. Nice, a little bit, not as nice of a formula on this one as some of the other satins that I have, but it's a decent enough. It's not terrible. So I did this. I did put a stamp over this as well. I thought it turned out well. My only issue with that one is, again, I can't seem to do, even with this clear jelly stamper, I can't seem to do a straight stamp, and I keep picking these designs that have to be completely straight on the nail. So I did this kind of like, again, like a geometric kind of shape on my nail, on my 2 accent nails, and one of them turned out okay, and the other one's a kind of a little lopsided just because I didn't put it on the fingernail straight enough. So again, I'm a work in progress when it comes to stamping. I'm still practicing, so that one turned out okay, just not great as I would have liked, but I thought it was nice. So that again is Leah. And then next up, I went a little crazy probably like a week or 2 ago and bought the rest of the Cadillacquer All I Need collection. I didn't buy all of them, but I bought the rest of the ones that I had been wanting before they sold out on the other stockist websites. So me and I know a couple of us had been stalking the Color for Nails website a couple weeks ago waiting for these to be released, and they finally released. I think I went on there like within the couple minutes that it launched. I jumped on there and bought the rest of the All I Need collection of the ones I wanted, and I also picked up a couple other ones. So I went a little bit crazy on Cadillacquer in the last couple weeks, so keep on the lookout for a haul, which I plan on filming here eventually, because there's a lot of Cadillacquers that I have hauled. So the first one out of the bunch that I decided to wear is Maui. And Maui, again, kind of a like muted aqua, and it's got some pink glitters in there. I really like this color combination. I don't know if anyone else's Cadillacquers bunched up glitters like this in their bottles, but mine, I can't seem to like, I've had this bottle upside down, I've had it on the side, I cannot seem to get that bunch of glitter. It doesn't affect the polish at all, it's still, the glitters come out nice and distributed, but for some reason I just can't get those glitters to disperse throughout the polish. But this is a really pretty polish. It is quite jelly in formula, which is to be expected to some extent because, you know, there's no way with this dark of a polish base, if it wasn't jelly or if it wasn't sheer, enough, you wouldn't be able to catch the pink glitters that are in here. So I did expect this to be slightly sheer, but it is a lot more jelly-ish than I had anticipated it being. The mistake could also be I don't read descriptions when I buy polishes. I just buy them unless I happen to catch a review that somebody does and mentions that it's a jelly. I don't really do that much research involved, so I didn't really realize. It's definitely said it on the website that it was a jelly, but I didn't investigate it that far. So I was a little surprised at how jelly this was. It does take 3 coats, or I did do 3 coats of this, which you'll see on the swatch here. I think 3 coats for most people would be sufficient enough, but for me, especially right now, I have a really decent amount of nail line right now, and so even though this color is quite dark, since it's so jelly, you could, even at 3 coats, you could see through my, you could see through the polish and see my visible nail line. Can't tell here from the picture just because of the lighting and stuff, but if you were in, you know, regular lighting, and nobody on the street would have noticed it, but me, as, you know, me looking at my nails all day, I could definitely see through the polish and see where my nail line was. And it didn't annoy me enough to where I didn't like the polish, but I could definitely see that annoying some people, especially folks that have a really, really stark visible nail line. Mine's not terribly stark, but I definitely could see through this polish, so just be forewarned that some of these, and some of them, you know, I've swatched a decent amount of these so far, and most of them do have this kind of jelly formula, so just be forewarned if you do have a bit of visible nail line and you don't like being able to see it, you might not like these polishes. You might end up wanting to layer these over like another polish before to get them a little bit more opaque, so just FYI. But I really like this polish. I thought the formula was amazing. Really nice. Even though it was jelly, it was nice and smooth, no manipulation of glitter. It was a wonderful formula. It's just a little bit thin, which I don't mind. It's just something to keep, just something to be aware of when you're wearing polishes. So that was the first one up, and that was Maui. Can't wait to try the other ones that I've got so far. I've actually got this one on my nails now, which is Sookie. So I'll talk about that one next week, but so far I've been liking this one as well. And then next up is going to be another one of the Polished for Days Oaky collection polishes that I picked up that I'm working my way through. This one's called Ember. And Ember, this is an interesting shade. It's a kind of like, it reminds me a lot of Unicorn from Polished for Days that came out a couple weeks ago that I wore a couple weeks ago. This one, this is showing up a little bit darker on the camera than I would like. But so yeah, Polished for Days, they're always so hard to describe because they always have like so much going on. But the base on this, as you can see here, is this kind of like medium purple, and it has this kind of like reddish gold shimmer that's in here. So you don't really catch a whole lot of this purple flash once you get it on your nail. Once you get it on your nail, it turns into this like, it turns into more of this like shimmery color in the middle here. So it ends up being more of like this pinky-ish, this like pinky reddish gold color, and it's really pretty. I don't know if I love it as much as, it's a little bit similar to Unicorn, and I like Unicorn a slight bit better. So I don't know if I love this one as much as Unicorn, so I wasn't crazy thrilled with this one. But I thought it was a nice polish. It's just, I think they're just a little too close for me, and something about this polish, I think it's just like, I don't know, I didn't really like it on my skin tone as much as I would have liked. It's one of those polishes that you put on and you look at it throughout the day and you just like, you're like, do I like this or do I not like this? And it just, I could never really seem to get a good answer. It's like sometimes I liked it and then other times I was just kind of like, nah. So not my favorite, but I thought it was a pretty polish nonetheless. It's just wasn't as nice as I caught that. It wasn't as nice as I was hoping it was going to be. So, and it's a little too close to the other color. So nothing wrong with it. It's just not as much as I would have liked. So that again, hey guys, I just want to add this in real quick as we're going through the video. I thought I would compare these two real quick for you. I didn't get to do it while I was in the video, but you've got Unicorn here to your left and Ember here to your right, just so you can see the color differences here. So not terribly, not too much difference. Ember over here is just, the base on it is just slightly darker, a little bit lighter over here. I think the main difference is the shimmer that's in both of these. So you've got that like reddish gold shimmer in Ember here. And then Unicorn has more of a, I don't know if it's a shimmer, it's just more of a like, there it is. It's more of like a pinky, yeah, it's more like a pinky shimmer. So just wanted to show that real quick and then I will go back to the video. And then next polish, another neutral for the week. I tried to recreate a nail art picture that I saw on Instagram, or no, I saw it on Reddit. I saw it on the Lacqueristas Reddit page, and I believe it's Stamped Addiction is her name on Instagram, at Stamp Addiction. And she had done this this nail stamp that I really, really liked. She used Zoya's Ireland, and then she also used a Munda de Unos stamping polish. And so I'll link the picture, I'll link her post down below that it shows you, but I didn't, so I wanted to kind of recreate that. I didn't necessarily want to use the same colors, but I wanted to try and replicate it in some way. And so I have Zoya's Ireland, but I wasn't super wanting, I didn't really want to wear a green. I kind of just wanted to wear like a tan kind of nude color. So I went with Zoya's Flynn. This unfortunately is the only kind of like tan color I have right now. I have Zoya's Taylor, but it's a little yellow toned for me, and so I don't love it on my skin tone. So I went with this. I did pick up, Zoya was doing a promo sale like a week or so ago, 3 nudes for $15. So I did pick up another skin toned color that I think I would have picked before this, but it's not here yet, so eventually I will have it. But so I went with Zoya's Flynn. It's a little darker than I would have liked. It's like a camel brown, so it was a little dark, but it suited, it was fine. Just, I don't normally wear this time of year. This is more of like a fall shade for me. So I went with Flynn as my base, and then I used, I didn't have the exact same stamp plate that she used, but I decided to try and use something like kind of similar. And she used an aqua stamping polish. The only aqua polish that I have in my collection right now is China Glaze 2 Yacht to Handle. And it stamped fairly well. I was able to pick up a good majority of it on my stamper, but it just, against this dark brown base, it just doesn't pop as much as I would have liked. So I tried to double stamp this. I did one run of white polish, stamped it on my nail, and then I went and did the 2 Yacht to Handle, hoping that would kind of brighten it up a little bit once it got on the nail. Once again, I can't line up my stamps when I do double stamps to save my life. So the white, I was able to get the white down just fine. When I went to put 2 Yacht to Handle on top of the white, I completely, like, I think on the one nail I was able to get it kind of even, but on my ring figure it just went all over the place. So I was not super happy about this stamping, you know, this stamp that I did, but you just gotta keep working. So but this made me realize that I probably should pick up a couple more stamping polishes, just because I've just not been having any luck with my stamping polishes, and I'm just sick and tired of the polishes not showing up on the nail as much as I would like. So eventually I do want to go through my polishes and see what stamps and what doesn't stamp, but for right now I don't have the time to do that or to dedicate to that. So I went online and bought a couple stamping polishes from Munda de Unos, or Munda de Unas, and those are on their way to me. So I'm really hoping that those are going to, like, you know, step my nail stamping game up, just because I've been getting super frustrated with my nail stamps, because there's nothing more frustrating than, you know, finishing your manicure and then doing a stamp and just totally screwing it up and just being like, well, we're gonna have to go with that, because that's what I mean, by the time I'm done with my stamping, it's like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm just like, that's how we're gonna go to work tomorrow. We're just gonna wear this weird thing on my nail. So but yeah, I mean, from far away, you probably wouldn't have noticed all of the craziness on my nail from the stamp issues, but for me, like, all day I just kept looking at it like, so hopefully those stamping polishes will help me in my progress with nail stamping. But that again is Zoya's Flynn. And then last up is going to be one of the polishes I got in the For Love of Polish box this month. This one is called Mint Meltaways, and this is from Pahlish. The theme for the For Love of Polish box this month was, I think, desserts. And if you're not familiar with the For Love of Polish box, it's a subscription box once a month. You get 3 polishes, $30. It's a pretty good deal so far. They've got some really nice nail polish brands in there. So decided to go with this one. This one is a bluish mint with a kind of like purpley flash that you see here. It's also got some like small pieces of flaky in there. Sorry, my battery or my memory card died out. So this one is more of a like bluish mint, purple flash with also some pieces of flakies in there. This looks really pretty when it's going on the nail. I thought the shimmer and the flakies really look nice. I didn't mind this color. Usually I'm not a big fan of mint colors, but since it's like a bluer type of mint, I seem to like those a little bit better than greener mints. So I thought this was a really pretty color. Unfortunately, once this dries on the nail, you lose all of the cool like shimmer and flakies that are in here, and all you really see is just the base color. So this was a little underwhelming to me. I just thought like once it dried, it just looks like a basic kind of minty blue on your nail. So it kind of loses all that cool effect that you see in the bottle here. So I was a little bit disappointed in this polish. Even though the color's really pretty, you don't get to see any of that on the nail, which is just super boring to me. So that again is Mint Meltaways, and that is it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a good one. If you guys are feeling the summer, like it's not even summer yet, and I am already feeling the drag. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why the last couple weeks I've just, the only thing I want to do when I get home is just sit on the couch and not do anything. I've been binge watching. It could also be that I've been binge watching. I got caught up, I just recently got a Hulu subscription, and so I have started to binge watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is kind of similar to Parks and Recreation. It's basically the same show as Parks and Recreation. I think it's one of the same writers from Parks and Recreation, so it's kind of the same premise, except it's in a police station and not in a Parks and Recreation office. So I've been really liking that so far, and I've just been binge watching it, so I feel like that's been taking up a bunch of my time. My husband's been out of town, and so I've just been kind of like, I don't know, just been kind of in a like blah kind of mood. I just been kind of sitting around the house, not doing anything, playing with the kitten, you know, that sort of thing. So I do apologize that I've been kind of being a little lazy and not getting videos out to you guys, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I would love to hear what you guys have been wearing. Have you started breaking out your summer polishes yet? Have you bought any of the new brights? I noticed I got my Cirque Colors polishes in that I picked up from the Vice collection. I know quite a few indies are releasing their summer collections right now. So have you guys been picking up any summer polishes? Are you guys going to be picking up any summer polishes? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you liked any of these polishes. And yeah, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.